Welcome to Make the Norm Podcast,
where we normalize black excellence,
whisper our failures,
and scream our achievements.
Pro-black, not anti-white.
All lives can't matter
if black lives don't. Yo. Welcome. Make the Norm Podcast. I'm your host, Reek Jeezy.
I'm trying to elevate.
What's going on?
Same old.
Episode what? 5?
Yeah, episode 5. Well, we did. Actually, we did a lot more, but as far as being posted, it's going to be number 5.
Yeah, number 5.
We had some other ones for y'all, but we wanted to, make sure everything was right before we just drop.
Sure.
A lot of bugs to work out.
So what's first, man? What we getting into first?
I think we might as well just go ahead and continue what we was just talking about, this whole Meek situation. I think that's what everybody.
So are you up to speed on like what happened?
Briefly. I seen the chicks had Meek back, so I seen a lot of different chicks going in and saying how, they was basically on Meek's side, basically a lot of these niggas pussy and you know what I mean, and they talking all this G shit. And,
right.
You know what I mean? But how you gonna say you gonna smoke Meek and like you know what I'm saying? Like Meek is Philly right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like one of the things I mentioned was these niggas ain't like respecting their elders, but he did the same thing with Beans.
Right.
But it wasn't to this extent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. The elders got to give them something to respect as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What you mean by that?
You should always still have a respect for someone older than you, period. You know what I mean? That's just something you should, probably have been taught already. You know what I mean? To just respect people older than you. But when you get to interacting with motherfuckers, you know what I mean? You got to give them something to respect. Like sometimes people want to be OGs or looked at as an OG, but they stoop to levels that ain't OG like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, I don't know. The situation went too far. From what I seen, Pound Side put up, he sent a message to Meek. Because Meek had posted something about, I think he was more so talking about, what's going on in the world as far as like, sooner or later we're going to have to pick a side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Pound Side sent him a message saying, nigga, you pick a side. Is you Zoo Gang or not? Like,
right.
Meaning like,
from North Philly or...
Yeah, I think he kind of meant, you North Philly or what?
Yeah,
like,
you North Philly or you South Philly.
Right, but he used his gang, which is Zoo Gang. And Meek was like, no, 18th and Carefree. So I don't know if he was, being funny or just trying to be smart back to him because he felt like he was being smart towards him.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it just went too far. Now it's basically motherfuckers saying they going down him. He banned from North Philly.
Yeah.
He banned from the city. And that'd just be a bad look, man. We got too much going on already.
Yeah, like...
You know what I'm saying? We already against ourselves already. And then, if somebody like me gets hurt, or worse, at the hands of his own city, which we see all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It'll just be bad.
I mean, but think about how foolish, like, how nutty that would look, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna ban a nigga from their city? Like, and it's not the first time niggas tried to tell him that he was banned from the city. You know what I'm saying? Right. I think this one just picked up more steam because...
It's a lot of the younger generation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They into this, you know what I'm saying? They more into this, the shooting shit like than they was,
right.
Previously. But, I think, I would have thought that Meek would have just flagged that shit off and be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever, nigga. Because just like you got people, I got people.
Oh, yeah, probably just paid the whole situation no mind. But like I said, instead, he went back and forth.
Yeah.
And then he went as far as posting some known enemies to these young men. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
he kind of made, he stooped to a level and he made matters worse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like again, you got to give them something to respect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether somebody playing with you or not, you still got to maintain, what you say, what you stand up for, like who you are. You still got to maintain that. You know what I'm saying?
That's why you don't play with the young niggas though, because the young niggas don't really know how to play. They always gonna go too far.
Right.
And then soon as you,
that's what a young nigga do. That's that's part of being young.
They play too much, and then as soon as you slap one of them, then you wrong because you older than them.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta kind of.
But it ain't no slapping none of these young niggas.
I mean, you might slap them, but you know he coming back. You know what I mean? So.
Right.
It is what it is. I mean, I would have thought that, you know, because just like they got people, Meek got people, but I'm hearing that, you know, his North Philly niggas is a little upset about it.
Right. I mean, yeah.
And I heard that they expressed that on, you know what I'm saying, on air. Like, I mean, on social media. So, you know what I mean, it's not speculation.
Right. Yeah.
If that's the case, then, you know what I mean, then it's going to have to be some type of reconciliation before we come back, because I wouldn't want him to come back on some, you know what I'm saying, it's my city, nigga, you can't tell me
Right.
And
making matters worse.
Yeah, and then, you know what I'm saying, something happens.
Something unfortunate happened, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I wouldn't advise that just to, you know, push buttons on either side. You know what I'm saying? He got people that love him as well.
Yeah, I mean, the button's been pushed, obviously.
I'm saying further. That don't mean keep pushing him. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, just, you know what I mean? He shouldn't just pop up and walk into a poppy store nowhere. You know what I mean? Really. And that ain't no pussy shit. It's just that don't make matters worse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At some point, like, some type of talk, some type of sit down, something should be arranged.
But so for the people,
you know what I mean? And it's not for, you know, all right, can I come back type of
not
conversation.
Or nothing like that.
It's just more so getting an understanding on what happened. You know what I mean? Was you playing when you said that? Did I take that too far? Or, you know what I mean? Vice versa. Some type of grown man shit need to take place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What you
say? I don't think that conversation going to be held. But I was saying, do you think that, do you think that he was, I was going to say for the people that don't really know what's going on, because a lot of people, like, we in Philly, so we going to see a lot of the local stuff, and a lot of the stuff not going to make the blocks.
Right.
So, do you think that he was out of pocket for saying what he said? I mean,
he stooped. Like I said, what if Youngin was playing? You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case.
What if he was playing? We can't talk about what if. Like, the basics, what he's saying is that if you niggas chill, then I might actually give you a deal.
That wasn't the conversation that made the chick go left. So you're mixing the two.
Okay.
So that wasn't the thing that went left. What made it left is what I just explained to you. So Meek posted something about, and I believe he was talking about, you know what I mean, all the shit, like all the racist shit going on at the climate, basically. Mm-hmm. Like, meaning, you know, people gonna have to pick a side eventually.
Right.
So the youngin sent him a message saying, you need to pick a side. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's Yuzu gang. So it didn't have nothing to do with, that was part of it, but that's not the shit that sent it left. That didn't get addressed in that manner when he posted that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It didn't get addressed in that manner at all.
I understand, but what a lot of people is taking to heart is that the nigga came out and said, "Oh, you try to offer me $20,000," and that was the disrespect. You know what I'm saying? So even if he was playing and they both was playing, whatever, clearly he wasn't paying because he like, nigga, you tried to flee me and give me $20,000, and then the contract is supposed to have been crazy. I ain't see the contract,
right?
But you know what I'm saying. So that might have been real disrespectful.
First of all, that's where a motherfucker got to grow up at. Okay, if I offer you something that you're not with, that's not. That's where we begin negotiations. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? How you know that this? You know what I mean? This is what I'm willing to give up. Like, all right, this is what I'm willing to take. Mm-hmm. So it's not like it shouldn't have been taken all the way that way. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? I understand that it's like, yo, I'm worth more than a dub. Like, you tripping, but it don't have to be looked at like, damn, nigga, you trying to play me. It didn't have to be looked at that way. It's still an opportunity being offered.
But you talking
and you can go, okay, fine. But he has people around him. Maybe he shouldn't be the one talking when it comes to contracts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he wrong for feeling like a dub was light. But you don't have to take it like a nigga tried to, you know what I mean? Like a nigga slapped your mom.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to take it to blows or violence because a motherfucker offered you a contract that you ain't like.
Right. That's all.
You know what I mean? You could turn that motherfucker down. And then you could tell him what you do want to make it happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
I like to see the contract too, because contracts aren't always all bad. I'll use a quick scenario because I got 2 quick points for y'all. One scenario is T-Pain, when he was signing, they was offering him dang near $1 million deal.
Right, he turned.
Akon said, "I'll give you $20,000 in a career."
Right.
Versus the $1 million.
Right.
And the other thing, I just want to, are we expecting too much from Meek? That's a question I want to ask you guys. What's your views on that? Do y'all think we're expecting too much from Meek? Because it's the reform side of it.
It's the penalty of leadership.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's the reform side of it. Like, oh, all right, now he ain't get this person out and get this person out, and then it's the side of, oh, well, he ain't get this deal. Yeah. Are we expecting too much from him?
Way too much. Way too much. I think a lot of people expect for him to come in and just fix everything.
I think that's part of success. That's part. It's part of it. It's all about how it's handled.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's part of it. Everybody that has the type 1 Beans was on, he was expected to do this, that, and the third. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's part of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's part of it. It's all about it, how it's being handled, in my opinion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The thing most I see with Meek is, like, all right, if we really think about it, a lot of artists don't sign a lot of people from their city.
Right.
History shows this.
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't. But I think sometimes from, and it's just me being on Instagram, Twitter, shit like that, sometimes Meek make it seem he did a lot. He make it seem like he did a lot for these artists. And to my knowledge, he didn't.
Okay.
So I think some people get frustrated, you know what I mean, with him as far as that goes. It's like, all right, like I was this already when you threw me a bone.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I was that already when you threw me a bone. Like, it's nobody.
Like, in the sense of, all right, I had 10,000 followers, and when you
took me to the top. You took me from 5,000 followers to 50.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You took me from this to that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's a big deal, though.
What you mean?
And social media world, that's a big deal.
It is. I'm saying is I don't see where he has done that for anybody. But it seems like sometimes how he talks, it make it seem like he done things like that. And look, I could be wrong.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but who he signed who?
He signed a couple people from Philly. He signed, was it Lee Mason?
I mean, they didn't have contracts.
Okay.
What about that? He didn't even know the business then. Yeah. Okay. This is my thing. You have a point there, because I say this with, it's always like when nationally these artists get recognized, Meek come along with a tweet or say, I always knew such and such. Like Tierra Whack is a perfect example.
Right.
She was brought to him when she was backstage at Powerhouse. He's ran into her plenty of times. Mm-hmm. And now that somebody else discovered her greatness or was part of showing it, took a chance on it, is, I always knew you was this. I always knew you was that.
Right.
So that's an example.
I understand that perspective, but at the same time, think about how long Meek was in the trenches and running around here being called, or whatever he was called, and had to deal with all of that stuff while he was still pursuing his dream. Like, is it fair to expect him to come in and as soon as somebody get a little buzz to just throw him a bone? He was buzzing before he went to the top.
First of all, a lot of people dealt with him on that level. A lot of people showed him love on that level. Oskino at the time.
All local people.
And we talking about local artists.
But they didn't make it to the level that Meek made it to.
And Oskino wasn't local.
Y'all saying that back then he didn't know the business. All right, but back then he was showing love.
What are you talking about?
When I say Lee Mason, when I say he signed Lee Mason,
he didn't sign Lee Mason.
All right, well, I was mistaken.
Yeah,
but
he didn't sign anybody.
He had her around, and it was somebody else from Philly too.
Louis V got it.
Louis V, yeah.
Right.
So
that wasn't paperwork.
No, none of that.
No
was
paperwork.
All right, it's not paperwork. But at the same time, Oskino didn't have paperwork with Meek when he was running around.
That's not what I'm saying.
But y'all saying he didn't know the business then, so it don't count. But it do count.
No, you're mixed. You jumping all around, bro. You brought up Lee Mason. He just made a point that it wasn't no paperwork with that situation. He didn't sign her. Right. What I'm saying is, artists that was on, like Oskino, the PD Cracks, the Freeways, and all them, they did songs with him. They did a lot of shit for him. That, not saying that he has to do that for people, but what I'm saying is he didn't. He didn't show that type of love to a lot of these artists.
I understand.
And not that he have to.
And to Truck's point, though, he did take these artists, the Louis, the Lee May, he did take them on tour with
absolutely.
With no regard. He said, hey, jump on tour.
Right.
But the other thing is like double-edged sword with me, because a lot of people was upset with him too. This issue came up. All the dirt bike history we have in the city, not just Meek, but the film was done by Will Smith's company.
Right.
You had dirt bike rail, like, a lot of people was going in, was like, when you first had your situation, that could have possibly saved his life if you took him under your wing.
Exactly.
So it's like, why the youngins seem to feel like, why do you always go outside of the city to embrace others?
He go a little further embracing other people in the city and other cities. And not that there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just like, it's talk over here when it comes to Philadelphia, and it's action when it's people from other cities. It's actually actions. You know what I mean? Like the young boy he got from Baltimore. It's plenty of young boys that I ain't gonna say they on his level, but okay, it's probably a lot in the city that's on his level. The boy Chino. You know what I'm saying? It's like he don't embrace it to that level when it comes to Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? And again, not that he's obligated to, but what's wrong with it? What's wrong with changing the narrative? All right, you wasn't helped a certain way when you was coming up. Why not change that narrative? Why not change that narrative? Why not? You know what I mean? Why not? Why not do that? What's wrong with that? Why does it seem like only talk when it comes to Philadelphia, or it's only a post, or it's only a cosign? You know what I mean? But when it comes to other cities and other artists, it's not recorded.
It's recorded on the camera though. Maybe.
But how about the audio?
Yeah, I mean the audio is recorded on the camera too. Maybe I can clean it up. I don't know.
I mean, you want to check it, so maybe we can just start all over.
No, we recording on camera.
No, I'm saying check the audio to see if it's worth us starting all over and just, you know what I'm saying, starting the conversation over. Like that audio can't be saved.
I ain't gonna know until I look at the waves.
All right.
So you want to start over?
That's what I was saying. If the audio can't be salvaged, you can listen to it, see if it's worth being, like if it can be saved.
I mean,
if we can start all over.
I know how it's going to sound. I got an idea how it's going to sound, but I won't know until I look at the waves to see if I can actually save it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, all right, well, just keep going.
Yeah, go to the next.
All right, well, let's close out with the Meek Jones. But yeah, I see what you're saying as far as you know, him embracing other people outside of the city and why he can't change that narrative regarding, you know, not giving people a hand without them going through all of that stuff. But if they don't go through all of that stuff, then how do you know that they ready for it? You know what I'm saying? That's like whatchamacallit, a couple of speed bumps. You got to take your lumps. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to go through it in order to like kind of prove your.
So
not
why
prove
is it not
it,
the same for the artists in other cities?
What artists in other cities?
We just named. We
named
Blue,
Dirt Bikes.
We got Blue. That's somebody that he gave an opportunity to.
I think almost every artist that signed the Dream Chasers and he let the one Philly one go, which was Diamond Street King. He's no longer. He's part of Zoo Gang, from what I understand.
He got what's the young boy?
He got Sean Sloan. He got a boy named Tafia. He got Vori. And
the boy
Young
Blue.
Row.
Is it Blue Vandross or what's his name?
Yeah, they just Dream Chasers managed Blue Vandross.
And it was another rapper boy that had the little hit.
Young Row, right, from Dallas.
What's the song?
I forgot.
Yeah, one major.
Oh, Cowboy.
Cowboy.
He's managed by them too. So Cowboy's managed, Blue is managed, and you know. But we do spotlight Meek, but Meek is not the only success story from Philly.
Yeah.
But he's the one that
he the biggest. He the biggest.
He's the one that the trenches support. Like, far as, like, you know what I mean, like our street rapper, like our, you know what I mean, like a Jeezy, like a Beanie Siegel. He's looked at on that level here.
But also just to make the same point that you was making, a lot of people don't do that. So you look at like a Ross, he got over like a goon.
That's why I was saying he's not wrong for that. I mean, I don't think he's wrong for. Besides when he stooped the levels and go too far with the tweets and all that. But again, I was proving that point that a lot of artists don't sign a lot of people from their city.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean. But I think Yo Gotti is one of the ones who are starting to change stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. And matter of fact, honestly, Ross actually did try with his guys from Florida. It just didn't work. His whole crew, he had Gum.
Yeah, like they was originally already with him.
Yeah,
they was
tried, but
like I look at that like 50. Like those people was already with him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like his homies.
Okay.
But outside of that, he ain't really bring New York. Like he ain't signed a bunch of new. It was plenty of motherfuckers hot in New York.
And 50 ain't fuck with them niggas, and he made that clear.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people don't usually sign a lot of people from their city.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it just, I don't know. To me, it seemed like Meek puts it out there like he do a bunch. You know what I mean?
I think niggas just expect too much from him.
It's multiple, and I'm gonna say that they're rumors, but it's multiple times that I think we all could believe that a person would ask Meek, like when it comes to a certain artist in the city. Like I believe he would get a call. Like if you was a rapper and you was up and coming, and the Swiss Beats wanted to sign you, I believe Meek would get the call to ask about you. Mm-hmm. So it is rumors on like he done told my like, nah, don't fuck with him. He this, he that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a hard joint.
Well, one of the more concrete rumors is the ARM situation.
And I think that's a hard position to be in for that question because at the same time,
Philly, like I probably wouldn't have spoke on it, but go ahead.
I'm saying is like because if I be like, go ahead, mess with him, he all the way live and some super nut shit happens, you gonna blame me, but at the same time, you can't. I'm not gonna tell you not to give a motherfucker an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna stop you from giving a person an opportunity.
Yeah, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? So, but you can't blame me because you ain't gonna blame me for everything that goes right. If he sell 100 million records, you ain't gonna give me no finder's fee.
Right, exactly. But that's that's the nature of every relationship. If I tell you, you should mess with Shorty, she thorough, and then, you know what I'm saying, she come around there and bust your mind windows,
right?
Then, you know what I'm saying, you gonna be looking at me like, damn.
Not to an extent, but not really. I can't blame you for
that's the nature of relationships, though. I'm sure we all been through that where
it happens. That don't mean I'ma stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm gonna stop the situation. Like, you didn't recommend it, shit before. If it went on, I can't. Yeah, I mean, I might say it on the bed, like, damn, Truck, you line me up. But at the same time, I'm not, like, angry with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know you was doing it from a good place. Like,
right.
And we have to remember this, too, and I said this, just as many people that want to stop supporting Meek as people all around the world.
Yeah, that's going to
support him.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but I think people all around Philly should continue, like, you know what I'm saying? I understand there's people around the world, but I think Philly need to tighten up.
It's a lot of people from Philly was speaking up, going against them young boys in the comments.
Okay, yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I just hope that it doesn't get that bad. I hope they can sit down and talk, you know what I mean? Because it would be a whole better look. Like, those artists do got some success, and some of them got a very bright future. Mm-hmm. So to throw it away because of some shit that, you know what I mean, probably got kind of misconstrued on Instagram would be stupid.
Yeah, man, keep it on wax.
To me, he just has to set a better example. And
definitely,
if the pinnacle is somebody you looking up to like a Hove, he's not doing that.
He wouldn't do shit like that. A lot of the people
behind
around
the scenes
wouldn't do shit like that.
He would speak on these things, but he wouldn't. And we know Meek has a constant pattern of going on social media, diving into the wrong pools.
Yeah, true. But it's all about growth. Like, you know what I'm saying? You look at where he came from and look at where he is now. You gotta you can't expect them to get everything right.
He over 10 years in the game.
I understand that.
At this point,
maturity,
he can stop arguing with people on social media.
He could.
I'm not giving him.
He could, but he's also at a point where he still can go in there and argue if he wants. He just gotta handle the consequences.
Truck. At this point, it should have been some growth with that. He had a major joint with Drake with going back and forth on social media. He had a major joint with Nicki Minaj going back and forth on social media. He had example after example that he been through that when it comes to social media. He didn't grow yet from that, bro. He needs to.
I'm just saying.
These young boys at some point looked up to you. They probably still do. You know what I'm saying? So you got to give them something to respect. Like, I'm not saying that they were right in its entirety. You know what I'm saying? But he's the older one in the situation. You got to maintain that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And not go that far. He went as far as posting known oppositions. That's bad, bro.
Yeah,
that's bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just bad. Only thing they really did was talk words.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't post Drake, you know what I'm saying? They didn't, you know what I mean? They didn't do stuff like that.
Yeah, that was nice.
So if I'm Meek PR, I'm telling them, stay off social media.
That's another thing. People around each other got to stop being yes men, man.
Yeah, that's something that we've been consistently saying.
Yeah,
is like a lot of times that's one of the issues, and I noticed that his circle getting smaller, and I think that's one of the things that he's still learning.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but to kind of segue into another rap beef, that wasn't really a rap beef, but another beef related, within music. We had a whole Gucci and Jeezy thing.
Right.
Now, Jeezy kind of, you know what I'm saying? It's like kind of the same. You can make the same argument. Jeezy took the high road and he got drugged to the mud for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and he showed a lot of maturity.
He got drugged through the mud by everybody.
Not by everybody. A lot
of people respected that. A lot of people gave him his props for that.
Yeah. But I mean, like, as far as like industry niggas, like you got 50 and then you got Gibbs coming, like, you know what I'm saying, like coming at him or whatever. It's like, I think Freddie Gibbs posted, at this point, you might as well apologize. And it's like, all right, maybe you should have. Shit, you was wrong.
Right.
what's your point? You know what I'm saying? And I fuck with Freddie Gibbs, like, you know what I'm saying? But I think the whole thing is made to look at him as if he less of, or like he a bitch, or he this or that. You know what I'm saying? Because he, like, I don't want to say that he squashed it, because they didn't squash it, but you know what I'm saying, that he let the disrespect fly over his head. You know what I'm saying?
Let's get into a quick clip real fast, and so we can kind of, for the people that didn't hear it, I'm gonna throw a quick clip in there and let them hear what was said.
All right.
I seen your interview too, you look oh so stressed. I think the nigga just mad cause I fucked this ex. And I'm the big dog, he got the little boy complex. Go dig your partner up, nigga, I bet he can't say shit. And if you're looking for the kid, I be in zone 6. I hit a birthday party fresh, you and your homeboy Tip. I know y'all seen me over there with that black folk film.
Yeah, but even outside that, when he come out, when he talking about smoking Pookie Low and all of that, like, you know what I'm saying?
Honey, I'm home. Get home more with WW Transport.
I'm a real boss chick, baby. You need to protect yourself.
I'm protecting you.
That's what my real hustler.
Hey, listen, man.
Real
listen.
get that money.
I don't know what we got on our set list, but we can't keep living in the past, man. I got current hits, man. Play some of my current hits, man. I get the bag, go wake up in the sky, play some of my current hits. God.
Some classics did.
Man, God, what it is, 07 you made now? Make a new hit, man.
We got Hey, we'll start our show about 3 more songs, man.
Hey, listen,
just warming
man.
up.
I don't know what his hood at, but my hood like 5 minutes down the street, man. Let's get it.
Yes,
hey, man,
sir.
we got to take this back to nowadays because we keep playing that old shit, man. Let's get it, man.
I'm going to keep playing it. R.I.P. Brink Road Fresh.
Hey, man, R.I.P. Fresh, he damn sure saved you on that one.
Damn so did. Platinum, what you talking?
Come on with another one.
Session 2 dropping at
Hey,
midnight.
man, I had to take my coat off, being that I'm still icy. Hey, listen, the next time we do a versus, y'all need to do a jury versus and bring Florida in here or somebody, man.
Why don't we do a real estate versus?
I'm like 5 million over here in ice. I'm talking about right now. Exactly.
Yo, Ace.
Yo, Snowman. Hey, Holiday. How you gonna play a song with somebody else drops in it?
What you talking about?
How you gonna play a song with somebody
Yo.
else drops? You ready, Snow?
Let's go.
Man, I'm tired of all this slow music, but
Hey, let's do a classic, man.
classic.
Music.
Yeah.
Hey, soon as this verse is over with, I'm dropping a mixtape, Trap God Classics, so y'all can go get that soon as it's over with. All the songs that y'all want to hear, I got them all on one collection. Let's get it. First day out. Free all man. Free Kodak, free Tang, free everybody except who told. Keep them.
DJ Ace.
Snowman.
Since we talking about classics, boy, you know I got them on. I got them on.
We got
Let's get it. Where you from, where I'm from, you gotta get it how you live.
Hey, listen, man. Before I drop this, man, I want y'all to appraise my outfit, right? My outfit called 10 bands. Look at my opponent. Look at my opponent.
Look at me.
Let's get it.
Look at me. Damn.
Let's
I
line
didn't know
it
it
up.
was a fashion show.
It ain't.
But I wasn't born and raised here, but I tell you one thing about it. I ain't got no $10,000 outfit, but I own half of Atlanta. You believe that? Real estate. I used to have nothing, nigga, but now I got a whole lot of everything. Let's get it.
All day.
Yeah, I tell you what though. So when I came in the game, I was a trap bird and turned that into a trap star. Cause I made it from the streets into the rap game with all hustle, all grind. So I represent everybody that's like that, everybody to get it how they live and shine like new motherfucking money. Let's get it.
I could have been did this shit, but I had to wait. Let's get it. Damn. Damn.
Broke the internet.
I tell you what.
Put that nigga ass in the dirt.
I tell you what.
Smoking on Pookie Low tonight.
I tell you what. I tell you what, this how we gonna do this.
Send some more, I'm gonna send them the same way. In a box back to you.
Are you doing too
Free
much
kill.
talking?
Free
Come on,
kill.
man. I tell you what, though. See, when I even called you and extended this invite, my nigga.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Make the Norm. This broadcast is being brought to you by Better Style Clothing.
Handmade in Philadelphia. Make sure you cop up. Hoodies, jackets, t-shirts, sweatsuits, whatever you need. Top quality.
Jean jackets, custom made, one-to-one, none are alike.
Absolutely. So what we getting into next?
All right, so next, so we kind of got interrupted in between the Jeezy situation.
All right, so we still talking about Jeezy and about the versus battle, right?
Yeah. So we played the clip. And Gucci was disrespectful in the beginning, but at the end, he had to respect it. So
yeah,
not had to respect it, but a lot of people were saying Gucci ain't show no growth, and Jeezy did. And I guess we got different theories. You think that Gucci did show growth?
I mean, I feel like he had to get it off his chest.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably did seem immature. You know what I mean? He did get homie up. We smoking on this, that, and third. But at the same time, the man feel like an attempt was made on his life.
Yeah.
As far as, even if you send somebody to ride me or whatever, it can go left.
Yeah.
I mean, we know they ain't coming without a weapon.
Case. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was 15, 20 years. Yeah, he hasn't tried to do nothing to Jeezy all this time. I understand those points, but to really be in the same room interacting with that person, yeah, they probably been in clubs, same buildings and all that over the time. But this is literally really just them two a couple feet apart. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he probably had to get it off his chest. And I think once Jeezy spoke his piece, far as, you know what I mean, we doing this for the culture. A lot of kids look up to us. They did a lot of things, behind the things that we said in our music. You know what I mean? This is bigger than, this is bigger than what me and you went through.
Deeper than rap.
Yeah, it's deeper than rap. I kind of think it had to happen that way, and I think he accepted it. You know what I mean? But yeah, he was a little immature. But you know what I mean? People grow differently. It doesn't matter how long ago it was.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Those
words that Jeezy spoke, yeah. You know what I mean? He could have kept interrupting. After he was done, he could have said, "Man, get the fuck out of here. I ain't trying to hear none of that."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He didn't. You know what I mean? He let him speak his piece, and I feel like he showed growth towards the ending of, the segment. You know what I mean? He said at the end, I appreciate you extending the olive branch. You know what I mean? No disrespect is all love. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I think he probably been waiting to say that or address the situation for a long time.
Face to face for a very long time.
Yeah, because we know Gucci had a solid relationship with Jeezy.
Right.
So and I remember Waka saying that about him having a solid relationship and
right.
how it hurt them. So sometimes as men we hurt and
we don't show it.
Yeah, not only do we not show it, but we don't want to be the one to reach out and be like, you know what I'm saying? Because if you my homie and then you send a nigga to do some nut shit to me, then it's like I can't be the one to reach out, and then you never reached out to me. Like, that's hurtful.
And look, this is just my opinion, but let's be clear. Come on, he said on the radio or something like that or a song, 10,000 to anybody who bring the chain back.
Right.
You can't tell me that the only person who signed up for that was Jeezy's homie without a conversation being taken place.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just don't see it that way.
Right.
I don't think he just took that, just the song or just the radio interview and went on ahead and did that.
Right.
I think it was a conversation also.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not to be bringing up old shit or whatever, trying to make Jeezy seem like a villain. I'm just saying that I don't think it just went down like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think that so what I think about it is I think that we expect that when somebody say that they a real nigga or they in the streets and they this and that we expect that they all the way in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Besides, being a dope dealer and getting money, that you out here cracking niggas' heads and all of that. And sometimes, and most of the time, that's just not the case, man. I think Jeezy was just a nigga that got to a couple of dollars, however he got to it, and he was and he discovered rap. He was very, the way he was able to articulate the drug game was one of the things that made him popular. He never really claimed to be a goon that was, chopping niggas down and all this other stuff. Right. But I think that people kind of still had that image of him.
Right.
And I think we don't allow people. I don't want to say we don't allow people, but people don't understand that sometimes you just a nigga that get money. You ain't a goon.
Right.
And I think he ain't a street dude. I mean he's street, but I don't think he was a goon. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think he was just, he just got money in the streets and ain't really had to do no sucker shit, nothing like that. So he was able to, to really stand on that being a street dude. And I think that's one of the reasons that like Freddie Gibbs was saying, that's one of the reasons why he got away from him, because he probably couldn't accept that. Because now it's like, I know it was a situation where where they was saying like Ross was saying that he can't make a diss song and all this other stuff, and basically like kind of chumping him, but through industry chump though. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like no street shit. But you remember Ross was going at Jeezy. Him and Jeezy had something or whatever. And Ross went crazy. I think on Rich Forever, he went crazy and like, you know what I'm saying, talked about it. And Jeezy, he eventually came out with 1,000 grams. But at the same time, not only Ross, I think Pimp C wound up saying something, addressing the situation with the BMF situation. So it was a lot of different situations where Jeezy was looked at to be like, oh, he ain't really about that life. Like, you ain't really about what you say you about. When all he ever said he was about was selling drugs, and everybody wanted him to be a killer.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I feel you. But yeah, I mean, I think it was a good look overall. Like,
yeah, me too. Especially
ended on a good note.
Yeah, especially for what we going through right now with all of this crime in our communities. Like, he really showed a level of maturity that I think a lot of people just not ready for, and they not ready for it. But we need for them to see things like this in preparation for them to be able to get over their own situations. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Niggas don't want to never let nothing go. I mean, it been 15, 20 years. Like,
right.
You could tell Gucci was hurt because when he said it been 20 years, he was like, no, it was 15. Like, he knew exactly how long it been.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think the message to the youngins is to normalize expressing yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you feel like you can't express yourself around your homies, then they ain't your homies. Right. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's crying, you might get grind up, but that's just, we grind each other up for everything.
Right.
So it's not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times, they throw around this word toxic masculinity and all that, and I think that's the thing. But I also think that it comes down to how it's interpreted. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times I don't think it's interpreted right. It's only used to talk about the things that we do negative when it comes to female relationships, and that's the wrong way to interpret it. But when it comes to like stuff like crying in front of your homies and all that, like, you're not gonna cry in front of everybody, but it's a couple solid people that you should be able to if you felt the need to.
Yeah, everybody got
that
one
saying?
or two people they confide in.
Yeah, so like, I mean, and if you like taking pride in the fact that you don't cry with like certain shit, especially if it's super traumatic, like the type of stuff that we see every day, then you know what I'm saying, might be wrong. You might need to go talk to somebody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that comes from trauma. That's not normal. We normalize it a lot.
I mean, shit. When something happens all the time, I mean,
you become numb. Yeah,
you become numb to it. It's just normal. It's everyday activity. I mean, at the end of the day.
Yeah, but if you don't cry on the first time you lose a homie, you damn sure ain't gonna cry on the 10th time you lose a homie. So at some point you need to go and see somebody, because it's really affecting your it's really affecting your ability to be able to express yourself in a natural, healthy way.
Everybody grieve differently, man. Some people might not cry. They might go out and kill.
Yeah, you know that's the problem, though.
Some people grieve in different ways.
But that's not an acceptable form of grieving.
I mean, to who?
To society.
So the only acceptable form of grieving is crying?
No, but killing is definitely not on the list.
Okay, so crying don't have to be the standard.
Oh, I ain't saying that's the only thing. But
seem like if you don't cry about the 10th time somebody died, something's wrong with you.
No, but I'm saying, because I'm saying that if you take pride, I said if you take pride in not crying when these traumatic things happen, then it may be a sign that you need to go and see somebody or talk to somebody.
Because you're not crying?
Yes.
I mean that's
if you take pride in it. If your whole mantra is, yeah, I'm manly, and I ain't cry because, you know what I'm saying?
I never experienced no one like that. That's like, I don't cry when my grandma died. I never experienced that. I don't know if you have.
I have a lot of men, especially young boys, are afraid to express.
I see people
their
don't speak on it if they don't, you know what I mean, they don't like speaking on that side of them, but I've never seen no one like really, put it out there that I don't cry, you're a sucker.
So you never heard the narrative that boys don't cry and all of that?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
But no, I ain't hear the narrative of someone taking pride in it, saying, I don't cry.
That's what it is, though. That's what you're trying to mold somebody into doing. You're trying to mold somebody into being somebody that don't cry. Teaching a young boy that you less of a man if you cry is what I'm talking about. That's toxic masculinity.
Okay. Sounded like something else to me, but okay.
What? That's taking pride in it, because that's what you want them to take pride in. That's what you want them to be able to. You want them to be able so numb that they don't cry, because that's how they express that they are manly.
I said okay.
All right, man. All right.
I said okay.
All right. So, but yeah, that's all I was saying. Yeah, we can move on. We can move on.
Yeah, so I do think it ended on a good note. After all that, I think it ended on a good note.
Yeah, definitely.
I do think Jeezy did, as far as win the battle. He had too many classics.
Yeah, that's why Gucci was coming in and told us, damn, pay something from.
He had a point, but I mean, he didn't take the bait.
Right, I'm going for the W. Fuck what you talk about.
I ain't trying to hear that. You know what I mean? He kept trying to tell him, where's your current hits, man? You living in 2005 and all that.
Yeah, I think Gucci came in with I think they both came in with game plans, but Gucci game plan was to do what he did, talk his shit, and you know what I'm saying, throw him off his square, get his stripes.
That live feed, I mean, people had it closer than I had it. I mean, people had it 10 to 11, and I mean, 9, 10, and stuff like that. When I thought it was a little further at some points.
I think because some of the people that probably grew up down, a lot of the people
there was a lot of South.
Yeah, like a lot of that Gucci stuff and street stuff. But let's talk about one of the positives is Compound. They probably made about $225,000. So that was positive, and the numbers. So Verzuz on Verzuz TV, they peaked at 1.8 million viewers. Total viewers with all right, Verzuz is 1.8. Apple Music is 2.3 viewership. So 5.5 million viewers. In stream likes 126 million. Unofficial viewers, YouTube, Facebook, 1.3 million. 7 million impressions. And number one trending topic in various 2 to 30 trends. Highest tweeted versus battle ever.
Yeah,
and their streams went up.
The internet.
So was that the highest numbers?
Yes,
far as
versus.
Because I thought the Babyface and them John was
no,
crazy.
they beat it. This is the highest versus so far.
Oh, all right.
That's it. So shout out.
So it was
them.
a win for the
culture. Win for the So I'm glad everybody got a chance to see that positive image, and he made a strong point, man. We are the culture, so. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as we start normalizing stuff, you know what I'm saying, we can really reclaim everything that's ours for real, man, because the ship don't move without us.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and a lot of, just to add one more point, a lot of people was it was a couple rappers, I think, like 21 Savage, Jeezy Soft, and this, that, and the third. He don't want to look him in his eye. Oh, he bitched up. I mean, just because somebody don't decide to take the bait of negativity, I don't think that makes them soft.
That's what the coach is.
Sometimes shit that take more heart than anything.
Exactly.
To show restraint.
Exactly, because now you got to worry about what everybody gonna say.
Yeah, and not let nobody like just get you out of character. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes shit, that's the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, to walk away.
Yeah, to walk away. So, you know what I mean? That narrative do need to be worked on.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he was a chump for saying what he said.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I'm a grown man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm man enough to say, especially when you the one who kind of made the mistake. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody know what happened.
I do wish he could have, I mean, for whatever part I played in the situation.
You clarified everything.
Yeah. You know what I mean? He ain't had to go into detail, but because to me, him not doing that, it just made Gucci the straight up all the way villain. When in hindsight, he really protected himself.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, they might have felt like that ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he will double back and, you know what I'm saying, reach out to Gucci and then they can do something and, you know what I'm saying, and have that positive image out here. You don't always gotta smoke the op. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in certain situations when a life is lost, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's natural to feel like, you know, revenge and retaliation and all that type of stuff, but it don't always have to be that way. You know what I mean? One life lost is too many already.
Right, for sure.
So you never going to even the score.
Right.
But I mean, I understand both sides, man, because, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to feel as hurt. And then, you know what I'm saying? Even though that's, you know what I'm saying? We complain when women do that all the time because women are.
What's that?
Like, you know what I'm saying? When they want to push their hurt on you, you know what I'm saying? They could be mad about something and they want to ruin your whole day just because they mad about something. And men always, you know, we talk about that a lot. That's one of the things that we use in the argument of why we don't settle down, right?
Right.
So it's kind of, I don't know what word I was about to say, but it's messed up that we can use that narrative when it come to women. But if I say that you're a woman for, you know what I'm saying, for wanting to push your pain on me because I smoked your homie, and it's like, no, that's something different. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
It is different because a life is being lost, but just the whole mentality behind it is, oh, I'm hurting, so I'm gonna make you hurt. Right. That's a little nutty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
It's human.
You be trying to make people feel what you felt.
Yeah, it's human.
You know what I'm saying? So, what you want to get into next?
Yeah, I wanted to so jumping off of what we just was talking about as far as like women wanting you to feel the way that they feel, right? Mm-hmm. And I know women gonna be upset about that, but whatever. It is what it is. I keep saying I seen Just Hilarious John, like I be watching her Joy, she's hilarious, man. And she did she do her news segment, right? Mm-hmm. And then at the end she had posted Lizzo, and you know Lizzo got this video out where she like all oiled up and like shaking her butt like with a bikini on or whatever. And at the end she was like gobble gobble, right? So you know in good spirits because you know Thanksgiving and all that coming up, but it was funny. You know what I'm saying? It did what it was supposed to do, right? Mm-hmm. But I look at the whole situation of Lizzo and how she, you know, I wound up having a conversation with my wife, and she like, you know, real hard on Lizzo, y'all hating because not hating, but men always want to carry the negative that this if women don't look a certain type of way, then this and that, and it's like, yo, people are entitled to feel what they want to feel. Yeah, like you can't make me like.
Women do it too. They don't like short guys. They don't like broke guys. He got to be a dope dealer. He got to be a street nigga.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Women do these things too.
So I can't want somebody that's like morbidly obese. Like I can't be a turn. Like at what point is it body shaming? And at what point is it you trying to force? Like you trying to force me to accept that obesity is cool.
Yeah, that's not my preference. If I don't want like someone that's.
But even if we're not talking, because I made the comment that you know that's not sexy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not sexy. And then she like, why not? Like you know what I'm saying? It's like, and it's not
sexy to me though.
Exactly.
I might not be sexy to her just because I'm skinny.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying is like people try to push, you know what I'm saying, push this thing so hard that you have to feel a certain type of way or else you're a part of the problem.
I think Lizzo confidence is sexy. You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
Yeah, she's very confident.
Yeah, that's what's up.
So it doesn't make me like, it don't even make me want to joke on her because like her confidence is, I like that. Like,
right.
I like to see her confidence like that.
I mean, that's what's up. I just think that it's kind of, I think her message is kind of clouded by her actions sometimes. And a lot of times people might say that because I'm a man, that's why I think that way. Mm-hmm. But it's like you don't want to be seen a certain type of way, so you do something else in an extreme fashion. You know what I'm saying? So because you want people, you like she made a comment, I think she was she on a magazine or something. I think she was on a magazine or something like that. Mm-hmm. And she made a comment on some show, and she was like, I don't want to be known as being the fat black girl that did such and such, right? Mm-hmm. I just want to be known as somebody that's smart and that's intellectual and that has something, you know, to offer. And I agree. That's very endearing, right? And you should be that. But then if that's what you want, then why do you put out these type of videos, and why do you move the way that you move? That's what's confusing to me. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes it seem like a gimmick to me.
Or she can be trying to make people comfortable with showing her body and maybe she's trying to make other heavyset women comfortable with You know what I mean? With their appearance, with their body.
That could, yeah, that's that could
it could be both.
Quite well, that could quite well be the narrative. But
right.
when you talk about body shaming, who are you talking to? A lot of times you talking to the man,
so
but you don't say nothing to the woman.
If I don't like it, is that body shaming? That's what you saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I don't like that, is that body shaming?
And is it body shaming when a woman do it? And then who is your message catered towards? Is it catered towards men or is it catered towards women?
Yeah, because women damn sure
when she went
about other women.
Right. When she went to that game, with that shirt on, it was all women. I was like, no niggas wasn't paying her no mind.
Right.
I can't tell you one person I ever heard say something about Lizzo except for one comedian boy went on a radio show. I can't remember which radio show and used her in a comparison. But other than that, like I don't like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times niggas don't even know who she is.
Right. Because
of the type of music that she make and things.
I guess the question is to women, is it body shaming if that's not my preference?
True. Yeah. That's the question of the hour. That's the question of the year, the month, at least.
Is it body shaming if BBW is not my preference? Is it body shaming? And do women body shame?
Definitely. I don't think that's even. I think they would definitely agree that women body shame.
You know what I'm saying?
Because look at what happened with Cardi B when she made a mistake and leaked the nude.
What happened?
Her nipple.
Yeah, her nipple came out and everybody was talking about her areola. Like women.
Right.
Women that's supposed to know their body. And that's another thing I know. A lot of women don't know their bodies. But women was talking about her areolas being big. And the areola is the dark part around the nipple. It was people in the comments like, what's that? What's all that brown stuff around your nipple? And and when people were saying why your areola is like, people was like, what's the areola? Like, dummy, you in the comment talking about her nipples. So it's clearly something to do with her nipple.
Right.
But yeah, they was like, going in on her about that. And she, she came out and said it was because, when she was breastfeeding and yada, yada, yada. But that's not the case for everybody. Some women just got big areolas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And some people don't like it and some people do like it. Me, in particular, I like big, dark, black areolas. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? But everybody was like, ew. Like, you know what I'm saying? So is that body shaming? Or, like, if that's body shaming, then that mean, or, you know what I'm saying? If that's not body shaming, then that mean that I got a fetish. And if I don't have a fetish, then that's body shaming.
Right. Yeah, so it's like it's a fine line.
So niggas that like BBWs got a fetish. And I say, no, let me stop. Yeah, I mean, we all got our preferences, but my whole thing is just don't try to force your preference on mine. Don't try to force your narrative on me. You can't force me greasing yourself up and all of that and making these videos is I feel like, you know what I'm saying, is a woman's conversation, but the men always get the blame for it. Like when we not the ones because I'm just gonna scroll past that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go in the comments and be like, yo, you fat as shit, and you know what I'm saying? That's nutty.
Yeah.
You got some trolls who does their job, they will do that, but the average man is not. I would hope, and I haven't seen it. The average man is not stopping in her feed and grinding her up. It's usually women. Yeah. It's usually women.
But that narrative too. You know how women are. Just show you right there. Like you could be scrolling and see Lizzo and whatever she has on greased up. You scroll to the next one, it'd be an IG model that look crazy, body crazy, and you in an argument. But you wasn't an argument about
right. When I was watching Lizzo, it wasn't no problem.
So what?
Right. If you see me scrolling on Lizzo joint, then it's all cool, good. Yeah. But then if you see me scrolling on Bernice or somebody like then it's a problem. Are you always in your phone? And you know what I'm saying? That's a good point.
I would like to know what that's about.
Yeah,
that's a whole nother.
I think that's the insecurity. They know what we like, and they don't want us to like that shit no more once we with them.
Feel like that one don't. That particular woman is not competition for them, but that one is.
Possibly, but some women going to say that they're not in competition with women. I had this conversation with a lot of women, like, and only one had the part to say that we always in competition.
Competition as far as their looks.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, but some women going to say that women not in a competition with each other though. Like I'm not worried about them. You know what I'm saying? I'm worried about you and boom, 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 your actions. You know what I'm saying? That's how they would spend that.
Right.
But a lot of it show in a lot of these different things. Like they'll even go as far to say, "Oh, I'm not insecure," or say that we make them insecure. But it's like, how can I make you, you know what I'm saying, have doubt within yourself.
Most
you know what I'm saying?
Most of you was insecure before I met you.
Exactly. It just showed when these things, these series of events.
And maybe
happen.
I could do a better job in changing you from being insecure, but I didn't make you that.
I don't think that's possible. I think that has to be something that comes from within yourself.
No, I think you can still help someone be more secure with themselves.
How? Because even look, like think about it like this, right? Yeah, but look, think about it like this, right? You ever dealt with a woman with stretch marks? Yeah. You could tell a woman that, your stretch marks are beautiful, they this, they that.
They might not verbally admit it, but you might see them start being more comfortable even showing them around you. So they might still say, nah, I don't like it, but you might notice after that week, after you done said, I don't care, or they look good to me, she'll get more comfortable walking around like that. So
I agree.
Yeah,
that's a
I know where you was going with that. Yeah, because I've experienced that. So,
that's a possibility.
You know what I mean? They'll keep. I'm like when they say they fat, and you be like, "Yo, you're not fat."
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And then
that shit don't make no difference to them because they'll keep saying that
but they will start. Well, in my experience, they'll start like walking around naked even more. Like and shit like that. Like most of that should be a chin check, a temperature check. They want to see how you feel.
How you feel? Yeah.
But most of the time, yeah, you're right. You can't change that.
How they feel about themselves.
But you can help. You can help with it.
I think you would give them a little pat on the back here and there.
Yeah. You know what I mean? A consistent pat on the back is going to do something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They might not verbally admit it, but they'll show it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can contribute to someone being more secure with themselves. Especially with y'all.
Yeah, like within y'all, within confines of your home and stuff like that.
Right.
That's a possibility. And that's another thing that always kind of confuses me though, right? You'll come across like, let's say you're in a relationship with somebody that may feel like they fat or all these different things. Like you ever been with a woman that didn't want to take their shirt off? Mm-hmm. That's weird. Like you shouldn't be having you really shouldn't even be having sex if you're not comfortable with taking your shirt off in front of somebody. Like that shows a level of I don't want to say a level of maturity but that says that I can't even say what that says. They just say a lot, right? But I just think that sometimes we do things because it's expected of us, and a lot of times that's what lead to a lot of these insecure people being out here. We get a lot of the blame for it, but a lot of times it start other places. And now that same woman that was scared to take her shirt off because, this relationship or that relationship didn't work out, it's because of the men in her life. That's why she's afraid to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Blase blah. When in
really
actuality,
is herself.
Yeah, it's all within you. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I remember whatchamacallit, Money Mike. What's the comedian name? Mike. Money Mike. I can't remember his name right now. Mike Epps. Yeah, no, not Mike Epps. The
short one.
The short one. Yeah. I can't remember his name. It'll come to me.
From the movie Friday, the short one, the Christmas Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, Cat Williams.
Cat Williams. Yeah, when he was like something about it's the esteem of yourself. Like you can't with self-esteem. Like you can't I can't help you with your self-esteem. It's the esteem of yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm gonna get a lot of slack for that. But
yeah. I mean, I even had one she wasn't comfortable with her body like naked. No matter what I said, it didn't matter.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? So that show you right there. Like it's nothing it don't matter what a nigga say. Like he like it, he love it, whatever. It's still until they get to, I need surgery.
Yeah.
I need this, I need that.
And that surgery is something that becomes so common nowadays that's an option. But back when we was, immature and, you know what I'm saying, doing those things, it wasn't always an option. You know what I'm saying? Like it was more so you had to work out or spend $20,000-$30,000 to do that we ain't have. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like a $5,000 fix now. But like, yeah, even in that scenario, it's like I could tell you all the things that, you know what I'm saying, I love you, I like this, I like that. But it really don't matter. At a certain point, once they become comfortable with you, it don't even matter that is coming from you. It gotta come from somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's another nutty part about it because
so you can only get the blame, not the reward.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's how it feels sometimes. At least that's how we feel, women. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Which doesn't matter.
It don't. But I think you know what? I think that's why we need to have
very few it will.
We should have a show with some women that have or think they have answers to these questions, and we can revisit this on air. We could even, you know what I'm saying? And we can debate it out, you know what I'm saying? So drop a comment or whatever. If you're interested on coming on the show, let us know. Drop a comment, and we'll get your contact information and we'll talk about it. So I think the last topic that we have is I left my John. Cut this out. All right.
The highlight, you got any?
Oh, the highlight, John.
You want to go over that?
The black boy, yeah. So one of the things that we wanted to do on the show is to try to highlight something that happened. Now we won't have to play the video though. That happens in the culture. So it's a video that's going on, and we can repost it on the page on our IG. We'll repost it. But basically, this white boy was setting out to
embarrass a scammer.
Yeah, pompous white boy. Oh, I want to know how the scamming situation works and all this other stuff. So he found some guy that
some guy sent him a message on Facebook from Liberia.
Yeah, so he called himself setting him up and asked him something about a picture, asked him this, he come up with this whole elaborate thing, but the bull from the rip telling him no, he wouldn't do nothing like that because that's unchristian like, and he quoted him a scripture and all this other stuff to, really kind of try to solidify his character.
Right.
Bull didn't believe him, so he like, all right, so he dig deeper. Oh, let me do this. He go buy him a camera. He telling him to take a picture. Bull pictures was ass because he got like an old phone.
He got an old phone, right?
Yeah, like an old square, like Nokia looking joint, right?
So he go buy him like $100 camera.
No, $60 camera.
$60, all right.
Bull start taking some banging pictures though with this little cheap $60 camera.
Right.
And so he like, wow, these are actually good. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? He expecting that, Bull just a scammer. So then he said, you know what? It seemed like he not a scammer. So let's of course he capitalized. You know how they do. These he basically capitalized off of the Bull talent, make a book. He wasn't all the way rotten though. He made a book, sold a couple thousand copies of it. They supposedly only made $1,000, but they made $1,000 and he gave him $500 and said that's yours, right? But look, he's still trying to catch him as a scammer though, right? So he say, oh, you gotta I'm gonna give you the other $500, but it's not for you. You gotta donate it. You gotta give it to somebody. You know what I'm saying? So then tell him what he did though.
So he basically he told him he wanted it to donate it to like I think a Red Cross or something.
No, he ain't telling him. He ain't giving no specific instructions. He just said you gotta donate it. Like.
I think he did. He wanted him to. I think he mentioned for him to donate it to something like that. But what he did was he took it to his like community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he took it to a community. And he brought because $500 is what that's like.
They said that's like a year's salary in this little town that they
in Liberia, right? So he brought all this school supplies.
5 different schools. He bought book bags, books, pencils, like everything. All these supplies for all these different schools.
Took pictures and sent it to him.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So even though the man got 7 kids of his own and a wife,
they sleeping on
living situation, he still took half of the money, like the man asked him to, and helped other people out with it.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. The boy even wound up traveling to Liberia.
Yeah. So he bought. So he spent the $500 that he was supposed to spend on the kids, but he spent his money to buy a cab to start giving the kids like services to get to school and to deliver the supplies and all this other stuff. So he actually donated more because even though the car probably gonna help him too, but it was, you know what I'm saying? He really used that to, distribute the product amongst the 5 schools.
It wasn't just to help him and his family.
Exactly.
Like, he basically distributed the funds to help everyone.
Right.
And in the situation that he in, that's really commendable.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Because most people with 7 kids, a wife, and a terrible living situation, they would have took all that money and used it for that.
Right.
And wouldn't have been wrong. For real.
I mean,
in a sense.
He said that. So when he was asked about it, he said that he didn't take the extra $500 because it would have been lying.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? So just showing that he got good character. His name was Noel or Joel.
Yeah, Noel.
So his name was Noel.
I think it was Joel. Let me make sure we don't want to put the wrong name.
Yeah. Well, we gonna post it on the page though. But it's
Joel.
Yeah, it was a dope story, man.
Right.
What's his whole name on there? They made a book called They made a book called like God's Gifted Hand or something like that.
With the photos.
With the photos, like just basically the photos and.
So people already are in the comments wanting to buy the book and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, that they sold. I think they sold 6,000 copies or something like that. He only expected to sell a few to family. To you know what I'm saying. But
and if you want to see this before we post it, it's on the Instagram pushing_black.
Yeah, Pushing Black page. Yeah,
Pushing Black.
So shout out to Pushing Black.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Pushing Black. But we're gonna post it on the Make the Norm Podcast Instagram page.
And one more highlight too. I forgot about this.
So repost that on now.
So we all know that Nick Cannon got fired from Viacom for his comments towards Jews.
Oh yeah, DC Young Fly.
And it was an article saying that DC Young Fly was offered 8 figures to do a reboot of Wildin' Out, in which he turned down.
Yep. He said he wouldn't do that to a man
out of loyalty.
Yeah, because Nick Cannon gave him an opportunity in a career, basically.
Yeah, he said that's his man.
I definitely, that's what I.
So yeah, definitely shout out to DC Young Fly.
Yeah,
that was major.
That's what our show's about.
Just took that.
Yeah, sold him up the
8
river.
figures and been done with it. Probably half those castmates on there would have took that money.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, no shade to them though, cause they always talk about how grateful they are to Nick and how it's a family environment, how Nick was to everybody, not just them.
Without a doubt.
So you know what I'm saying, Nick Cannon is one of them people that, and like I used to think he was corny back because I used to think like he was proper and all that type of stuff, and then when he did the joint with Christina Milian. And I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, damn, Nick Cannon. And I found out that I think he produced it and everything. I was like, damn, this bull really a bull.
He basically a bull and everything.
Yeah. So
he wasn't always that good. No, seriously though. A lot of people judged him off his music, so they didn't know he did all.
Yeah, he do a lot, man. He definitely was a bull for a long time though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
very smart.
I was late. Yeah, he very smart. Like, he got all the credentials, man. Like, and he right now I think he's studying at Howard, and he actually do his show from Howard's library. Right. So he definitely a bull. He definitely know what he talking about, and he definitely for the culture. Yep. And because I think he had Christina Milian in that joint. I watched that joint. Love Don't. Was it Love Don't Cost a Thing or something like that? Right. It was a good movie, and he kind of played like the nutty character in that too. But however it ended up, I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like Bull Throw, and I started looking him up and realizing like all of the different things he did. Yeah, so that just goes to show like we kind of, because I always had this thing like, oh, he talk white. I used to be like that. Oh, he talk white. He talk proper. He a nut. But that's not the case. Like I learned from that though. Especially even how my homies treat me. Like I wasn't always the hoodest and I wasn't always the smartest. Like, but my homies always respected me for who I am. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like even sometimes I remember one time we had the little chicks from Uptown. And she was like, why you bring him? He ain't got no facial hair. He got no tats or nothing. Like, he a weirdo. Like, oh, the little stinking.
Yo, that was the funniest shit ever, man.
Yo,
I was like, yo, we at the crib. I'm like, yo, listen, it's 3 of us, but 2 girls called me. So it was me, him, Teron, and our homie Didi, which is his cousin. So, Didi started talking shit. Oh, man, I'm getting, young boy, you can stay here. And
no, that was a different situation. So you talking, that was a different situation. It is. No, it was just me and you this time. We went up, we talking about that off air. I'm telling you, that's a different situation.
Chicks commented on your no facial hair then, because they damn sure commented. When we was in the car, said you ain't even got no facial hair.
All right, cool. That ain't the situation I'm talking about.
I don't know that. I don't remember the situation then. And where did we go at?
The time I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The time we talking about, we was up like off of Stanton and
Flamingo?
No. You talking about Flamingo Bar?
Yeah.
No, this was even before bar shit. This was like, I can't even remember what car you had at this time. This was, I remember it's right around the corner from Lonnie Young school. It's like Stanton and it's like Stanton and like right, it's off Lime, like not too far from Lime Kill Pike up East Oak Lane, like West Oak Lane, like West Oak Lane.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it's we got a lot of little stories.
They was always grinding your no facial hair.
Yeah, cause 30-something years, this is all I got right here, and I ain't had none. I ain't had none until long time. Probably till I was 30. So,
well,
yeah, she like, he ain't got no tattoos or nothing.
Right. That's crazy. I don't remember that, Joe.
Yeah, that show was crazy.
But that's shout out to DC Young Fly for the culture highlight. Yeah. Shout out to the brother from Liberia named Joel. Again, we're gonna post the video on Make the Norm Podcast Instagram. And if you can't wait till we post it, it's on Pushing Black Instagram. Pushing_Black. So that's it.
Yep, that's it, man. That's all we got for y'all. So we also want to give a shout out to Quadro for producing the show, the video, the audio. Give a shout out to R&B is me for engineering and audio and video as well. And if you for all your production needs, you could go to www.qualdro.com or go to the IG at Qualdro QUALDRO.
And if you want to be a sponsor, hit us up. We about to put together a little sponsorship packages where, we talk about and promote your business. Also put your business on the board and behind us. So just let us know if you're interested, even before, we post the price list or whatever. Get with us.
All right, like, subscribe, and share.
Make the norm.